Hey yo, what up gamers? Welcome to Movie Review. And today I want to talk about The Whale, the film The Whale by Darren Aronofsky. And I saw this a few weeks ago, and the more I think on it, the more I realize how genius this film is. So the premise of the movie is we follow a morbidly obese man played by Brendan Fraser, and he realizes he's going to die very soon if he does not seek medical treatment. And since he's going to die, he wants to bring his daughter back into his life that he has not been a part of for a long time. And the entire film takes place in the one building, the main character's house. So it's really driven by the character writing and the dialogue, especially between him and his daughter, which is sort of the crux of the movie, is his relationship with his daughter. I think all the characters are written extremely well. The acting is impeccable, absolutely perfect, all the performances. And we start the movie on Brendan Fraser in his morbidly obese costume. We start the movie with him on the couch, breathing heavily as he's masturbating to gay pornography, which most viewers will probably find pretty disgusting to watch. Maybe some people are into that, but I think they start the film with such disgusting imagery to sort of make you feel disgusted at this character. Because at the beginning of the movie, you really do not like this character. He's just incapable of doing anything, and he doesn't want to seek help or get better. He just is constantly eating and being a gluttonous piece of shit and not wanting to help himself at all. But over the course of the movie, you realize it's not really what it seems, this character. You realize over the course of the movie how he sort of got in this situation was from his gay lover, committing suicide. And that sort of sent him on this downward spiral. And the reason he doesn't want to get better is because he wants to give all his money to his daughter. He views leaving his daughter's life as one of the greatest errors of his entire life, and he wants to make things right by giving his daughter all of his cash.
I need to know that I have done one thing right with my life.
And one of the big themes of the movie is that of religion. We're introduced to a Christian character that meets the main character in the first scene of the movie after he's having a heart attack from masturbating. And he takes it upon himself to sort of save the main character. And the film is fairly critical of Christianity and the modern-day church and how they operate, with homophobia being one of the themes of the movie. With the main character's love interest killing himself, they leave it open-ended sort of as to why he did it. We don't actually get to meet Alan to hear his reasons for why he did it, which I think was a good choice. But there's a difference between the religious person's perspective, which is he killed himself because he was ashamed of his homosexuality and he felt that he was a sinner, and sort of the other characters who are more critical of religion, their view is that he killed himself because he was made to feel ashamed by other people, especially his father. And I did really enjoy this dynamic of how the different characters view things differently based on their experience with the church. Most of the characters are disillusioned with religion, but we have the one religious character. And I thought it was pretty interesting to see. The movie doesn't tell you who is correct. You can come to your own conclusions. And I also really like the dynamic between the father and his daughter. The daughter is probably one of my favorite characters in the whole movie. And at first, she seems like this sort of shitty, cold, rude person who is failing out of all her classes, is pretty much failing at life. But you realize she's not what she seems. She's actually a very intelligent person, and she is there's a thoughtfulness to everything that she does, but almost no one is able to see it. Only the main character is able to see it with his sort of very optimistic view on everything. This is seen in the haiku that she writes, as well as the way that she sort of saves the religious character at the end, that there's she has good intentions with the things she does, even if it can come off rude to the outside world. Another theme I liked in the movie is it's very critical of the schooling system, specifically English classes, and how the teachers are sort of pretentious, around the material that they're teaching. The main character is an English teacher, and he's struggling to get his students engaged with the material. And then when his daughter comes back in his life, and she is struggling with her English classes, failing out of them, he takes it upon himself to sort of help her improve her writing. But we realize throughout the course of the movie that she is not a bad writer. The reason that she's failing out of her classes is because she's brutally honest in the things that she's writing, and she's not writing what the teachers want to hear. There's a scene I really like where the father is sort of talking to his daughter about some Walt Whitman poem, and he thinks the reason that she doesn't like it is because she doesn't understand it. And she says, no. And, my English teachers think just because I don't like this poem, I must not understand it or have not read it. I have read it, and I think it's a bad poem, and that Whitman is a faggot. And she says that pretty much verbatim in the movie, including the slur, which was a nice touch. But yeah, that really resonated with me because that's pretty much exactly how I felt when we were reading poems in school. And yeah, it sort of speaks to that the teachers want you to write what they want to hear. They don't want to hear your honest criticism of the poem. There's also a paper that's read throughout the movie like 5 or 6 times that is a criticism of Moby Dick that was written by the main character's daughter. And it's a really well-written paper. That's why they read it so many times, is because it's sort of, he reads it to achieve comfort. It's sort of his go-to thing to read. So it's a well-written paper, but when she goes to turn it in at the end of the movie, it's a failing grade because it's honest. And it's through what he learns from his daughter that he realizes what he has to do to keep his students engaged. And he finally says, fuck these papers, just write me something honest for once. And after this, he's immediately fired. Or he's either fired or he quits, I don't remember. And obesity is sort of also another theme of this movie. The film really shows you how disgusting obesity is with the main character. He's not capable of doing anything on his own. He can't even jack off without dying. And I think that's sort of, especially nowadays with this healthy at any size type mentality, it's pretty important for a movie like this to come out that really shows you how bad it can be to be obese. And another theme is sort of how the society, or outside society, views obese people. With this pizza man character, there's a pizza man that comes to the main character's house, and because the main character is so insecure to show his face, he just has the pizza man drop the pizzas off at the door. And the pizza man is very concerned for his well-being. He asks him how he's doing. They sort of tell each other their names. But then at the end of the movie, when the pizza man finally sees Brendan Fraser's face, there's this look of absolute disgust on the pizza man, and he just walks away. We never see the character again. And the pizza man not only represents outside society's view of obese people, he also represents you as the viewer, right? In the beginning of the movie, you were also disgusted by this person. It was only upon spending 2 hours with this person and seeing how they got here and their whole story that you start to empathize with the character. So the viewer is really no better than the pizza man. I thought that was pretty, I don't know if that's what they were going for, but that's how I interpret it. The film sort of reminded me of Requiem for a Dream, where that film sort of makes you change your whole perspective on drug addicts. This film sort of makes you change your perspective on morbidly obese people. And yeah, I just think it's a really good movie. Oh, also the makeup is pretty good, I think, on the fat person. I believe that Brendan Fraser was obese. There's a few scenes where he's like standing up, and the distribution of his fat, it doesn't look like completely real. But I haven't seen enough morbidly obese people to know if that's actually what they look like. I don't know. But yeah, it's an excellent movie. Check it out. Brendan Fraser's performance is should win Best Performance. And I got a lot of videos coming out soon. I want to review all the movies nominated for Best Picture. Do a tier list of those. Unfortunately, The Whale did not get nominated, but it should have been. And I'm also coming out with a comedy song about the Jewish question, which I think is the best thing that I've ever written in my life. I'm I think I finally topped Mobs All in My Mind as the greatest thing I've ever written. So yeah, stay tuned at the Porcupine channel. And I'm out.